Hey, what's up everyone? We are back with another out-of-this-world video. Today we're blasting off to Mars to uncover 11 mysterious things about the red planet that you probably didn't know. So grab your space helmets, hit that like button, and let's dive into the mysteries of Mars. Number 1. The gigantic volcano. First up, Mars is home to the largest volcano in the entire solar system called Olympus Mons. This colossal volcano is about 13 miles high, which is nearly 3 times the height of Mount Everest. Just imagine looking up at something that tall. Olympus Mons is so wide that it could cover the entire state of Arizona. Scientists think it got so big because Mars doesn't have tectonic plates like Earth does, so the lava kept piling up in the same spot for millions of years. It's like a giant mountain made of layers and layers of cooled lava. Number 2. The deepest canyon. Mars has the deepest canyon in the solar system, called Valles Marineris. This canyon is so massive that it could stretch across the entire United States. It's over 2,500 miles long and about 7 miles deep, which is nearly 4 times deeper than the Grand Canyon. Imagine looking down into a canyon that deep. It's like a giant scar on the surface of Mars. Scientists think Valles Marineris was formed by tectonic activity and erosion, giving us clues about the geological history of the red planet. Number 3. Martian dust storms. Mars experiences some of the biggest dust storms in the solar system. These storms can get so intense that they cover the entire planet and last for months. Imagine being stuck in a giant sandstorm that just won't quit. These storms are caused by the thin atmosphere and the strong winds on Mars, which can reach speeds of up to 60 miles per hour. Not only do they make it hard to see the surface, but they also affect the temperature and can cause problems for spacecraft and rovers trying to explore the planet. Number 4. The mysterious methane. Scientists have detected methane in the Martian atmosphere, and it's a real head-scratcher because methane can be a sign of life. Here on Earth, most methane comes from living things like plants and animals. So finding methane on Mars makes scientists wonder if there could be tiny life forms, like microbes, living there. Imagine if we found out that Mars has its own little Martians producing this gas. It would be one of the biggest discoveries ever. But here's the twist. Methane can also come from non-living sources, like volcanic activity or chemical reactions in rocks. Mars has no active volcanoes today, but there might be other geological processes at work. The methane might be trapped underground and released in bursts. This mystery is still unsolved, and scientists are using rovers and satellites to gather more clues. Whether it's from living or non-living sources, finding methane on Mars shows us that the planet is more active than we thought, and it keeps the hope of discovering life there alive. Number 5. Ancient riverbeds. Mars has dry riverbeds and lake beds that show it once had flowing water. This means that billions of years ago, Mars had rivers and lakes just like Earth. Scientists think that if Mars had water, it might have had the right conditions to support life. By studying these ancient riverbeds, we can learn more about Mars's past climate and how it changed over time. It's pretty wild to think that a planet that looks so dry and barren today once had water flowing across its surface. These ancient riverbeds also help scientists figure out where to look for signs of past life on Mars. If there was water, there might have been microscopic life forms living in it. Rover missions like Curiosity and Perseverance are exploring these areas to find clues about Mars's wet past. So these dry riverbeds aren't just cool to look at, they're key to unlocking the mysteries of the red planet's history. Number 6. The blue sunsets. Mars has sunsets that look blue instead of the red and orange ones we see on Earth. This happens because of the way Mars's thin atmosphere scatters the sunlight. Imagine standing on Mars and watching the sky turn a beautiful shade of blue as the sun sets below the horizon. It's like something out of a science fiction movie. This phenomenon is a unique feature of Mars that you wouldn't experience anywhere else in the solar system. Number 7. Phobos and Deimos. Mars has 2 tiny moons named Phobos and Deimos. These moons are very different from our moon. They're small and oddly shaped, more like potatoes than round balls. Scientists think Phobos and Deimos might actually be captured asteroids, meaning they were flying through space and got caught by Mars' gravity. Phobos is the larger moon of the 2, and it's so close to Mars that it orbits the planet faster than Mars rotates. Imagine a moon rising and setting multiple times a day. Deimos, on the other hand, is farther from Mars and takes about 30 hours to orbit the planet once. These moons are named after characters from Greek mythology. Phobos means fear, and Deimos means panic. They were the sons of Ares, the Greek god of war, who was equivalent to Mars in Roman mythology. Phobos and Deimos were known as Mars's companions, just like our moon is Earth's companion. Studying these moons helps scientists learn more about Mars and its history, including how it interacts with objects in space. Number 8. The face on Mars. Back in 1976, the Viking 1 spacecraft took a photo of Mars that appeared to show a face-like structure on the surface of the planet. This image, captured in the Cydonia region, became famous and sparked speculation about whether it was evidence of an ancient Martian civilization. The face on Mars quickly became a topic of intense interest and debate among scientists and the public alike. However, subsequent images from other Mars missions, such as the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter in 2007, revealed that the face on Mars is actually just an optical illusion. The appearance of a face was caused by the angle of the sunlight and the resolution of the early photographs. Higher resolution images showed that the feature is simply a rocky hill that from certain angles resembles a face. Despite the debunking of the face as evidence of Martians, the phenomenon remains a fascinating example of how optical illusions and pareidolia, the tendency of the human brain to perceive familiar shapes and random patterns, can trick our eyes into seeing things that aren't really there. The face on Mars serves as a reminder of the mysteries and surprises that await us as we continue to explore the red planet. Number 9. Martian seasons. Mars has seasons just like Earth, but they're much longer because a Martian year is about 687 Earth days. That's almost twice as long as a year on Earth. The Martian seasons are caused by the planet's tilt, which is similar to Earth's. When Mars is tilted toward the sun, it's summer in that hemisphere, and when it's tilted away, it's winter. Spring and fall happen in between, just like on Earth. But because Mars takes longer to orbit the sun, each season lasts longer. For example, a Martian summer can last for about 6 months, while winter can last just as long. These seasons affect the weather on Mars too. In summer, temperatures can reach up to 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 degrees Celsius, near the equator. But in winter, they can plummet to minus 195 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 125 degrees Celsius. Scientists study Martian seasons to learn more about how the planet's climate works and how it might support life in the future. Number 10. Frozen water. Mars might look dry and barren, but it actually has polar ice caps made of water and carbon dioxide ice. The ice caps are like huge frozen lakes at the north and south poles of Mars. Scientists think there's even more water ice hidden below the surface, maybe even in liquid form. This frozen water is super important because it could be used by future astronauts when they explore Mars. It's like finding a big supply of water in the middle of a desert, a lifesaver. Understanding where water is on Mars helps scientists figure out if life could have ever existed there. Water is one of the key things needed for life, so finding it on Mars is a big deal. The frozen water on Mars could also tell us more about the planet's climate history and how it's changed over billions of years. So while Mars might seem cold and dry, there's actually a lot of ice hiding just beneath the surface. And finally, number 11, Mars quakes. Just like Earth has earthquakes, Mars experiences its own version called Mars quakes. These tremors are caused by the planet's interior shifting and can help scientists learn more about Mars's geology and what's going on beneath its surface. These Mars quakes were first detected by NASA's InSight lander, which landed on Mars in 2018. It has recorded hundreds of these quakes since then, ranging in size and intensity. Studying Mars quakes gives scientists clues about how rocky planets like Mars and even Earth formed billions of years ago. It's like listening to the heartbeat of the red planet. Understanding Mars quakes is important for future missions to Mars, like sending humans there. It helps scientists choose safe landing sites and understand the planet's environment better. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll have Mars quake monitoring stations just like we have earthquake sensors here on Earth. And there you have it, folks. 11 mysterious things about Mars you didn't know. If you found this video as mind-blowing as I did, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment below with which Mars fact blew your mind the most. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.